though, I'm a director,
Mm-hmm.
and I direct and write. Only recently did I get into acting, actually. Yeah, so I
Oh.
started my last short film I directed. I also co-starred in,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, and produced it as well. Yeah.
That's I didn't know that you were acting. Like, how long ago did you start acting?
It's a very new thing. I probably since I did a short film in last October. That's where like I gave myself like a starring role in my own short film, and then after that,
Also, like a year. You've been acting a year.
Yeah, I mean I've done like some background work and but I haven't like been too much on the acting side, like going into other people's projects and acting, like. But I'm just slowly getting into it.
Right.
So I've been doing some background roles. I booked a background role on a HBO show recently, so that was cool. I can't say which one.
No.
So, but that was
yeah, I get it. I did too on an HBO show. It's the same one.
Yeah.
I can't say either which one is it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's amazing. Because it usually is the other way around. Like people who start acting, then they go into filmmaking, and so it's how was the? Because you're still filmmaking too. So how is it like? Why made you decide to start also getting into the world of acting?
Yeah, I think. Well, when I made my first short film back in summer 2023, I gave myself a cameo. So I was mainly behind the camera, but I just gave myself a cameo. I was like, okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
And then a year later, in October 2024, I wrote the short film. I had one of my friends star in it, and I was thinking like, okay, well, I could, like, to be honest, it kind of came down to a point of like almost last minute because I was doing another short film, and it just wasn't panning out. It was just taking too much time. It was getting to like. It was getting to too much. I knew I was going to meet the deadline I wanted. So I had this other short film last minute, and I thought, okay, you know what? Why don't I just put myself in it? And then I put myself in it, and it was fun. It was a little crazy though, directing and acting.
Oh yeah,
doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
But it was fun though. It was a good learning experience.
Yeah.
And then after that, I thought, oh, this is actually fun. And when I screened the film at like a screening for it, like at a it was called the Great Film Club. I don't know if you've heard of it. I screened it there, and good place to like screen short films and meet other filmmakers, actors. And I screened it there for my friends, and they're also other actors, and they told me, they're like, hey, you're actually pretty decent like at acting. Like this is actually pretty good. So you should consider acting. And I thought, okay, like why not? And so I started exploring it a little bit. That's where then I saw that casting call for like the background on that show, and I thought, you know, why not get more into it? So, yeah.
And okay, and is there? Because I bet you're more into directing. Like you're still your future desires are still like more in the lane of directing, right?
Yeah.
So, and like on the sideline act rather than it's not like it's directing's taking a backseat to acting. No?
No, so directing's definitely my main thing.
Okay,
I think acting came as like a side thing of like, hey, I'm directing this thing, why don't I just put myself in it?
Okay, gotcha.
But directing's always been my main thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, the last short film I directed, I also put myself in it. But it's been mainly like I've directed other stuff that I'm not in, like, you know, for music videos and things like that, visualizers. And and I've produced things that don't have me in it. So it's like I direct, produce, and those are the main things.
Amazing. And is how I wonder, like how is it to start acting? Like, is there anything you've learned in the process of acting through the lens of a filmmaker? Because it's different, I bet, because you didn't go to college through. You went to college to study filmmaking, right?
Yes, I did. I went to USC, so I did business and film. So I did both.
Oh,
and then so originally I got
there's a major. I actually wanted to. I looked into it. It's like Business of Cinematic Arts. Is it
Yeah,
that one?
yeah.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like it was that. I transferred in, so I didn't do that one because
Okay.
for that one you had to be like there for 4 years.
Uh-huh.
But since I transferred in, I originally got into USC for business, and then from there I doubled up with film, and
Nice.
then
Okay.
I got to learn a lot of things through that. And so one of
Right.
the classes I took was directing for actors, or like directing actors on
Uh-huh.
that. So I got to learn, okay, what is it like working with actors, like. And
Yeah.
so now through the process of acting, I know how important it is to, get into an actor's mindset, like how important it is to
Right.
step into the character.
I bet that's really important to
Yeah.
direct.
Yeah.
Have the go know what an actor like feels and stuff like and what an actor
Yeah.
needs to be able to direct them.
Exactly. But also to direct them in terms of
Yeah.
like don't direct like through like emotions of just
Right.
saying be sad or be angry or be mad or be happy. Like direct through verbs, saying, oh, you need to comfort this character in this scene, or you need to confront this character in this
Right.
scene.
And you
Like,
learned that
yeah.
through
Like that at the class that I took
At the
at
class,
USC,
okay.
but then I've also like kept that in mind as I've
Right.
directed my own films, my own projects,
Definitely.
or other projects. I mean, they're called actors.
Right.
They act. It's all
They-
about actions.
verbs,
Yeah,
right.
verbs. Yeah.
That's smart. That's smart.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
And what? Okay, that's amazing. And do you think that you recommend people that want to go into filmmaking and business go through go to USC?
Yeah, I mean, I went to USC because it had a great like network for
Right.
people in entertainment, creatives.
So you
that I still
recommend it?
talk to. Yeah.
Okay. And what are stuff that you think that you learned there that you're applying, that you feel like you're applying right now and on your day to day
Yeah.
on your work and the work that you're doing, that you think that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for
Yeah.
going through the USC college life.
I would say, like I was saying, because of like the big network and how many people
Uh-huh.
you can meet, and there's so many people doing very different things, cool things.
Yeah.
It's important to show up, I would say. Like put yourself out there, show up. Like not just network, but also just like, because I feel like with networking you think of, okay, I'm going out, I'm trying to get something from someone, but also like, well, people are get to know you. It's like, who are you to other
Right.
people? You want to, build up your portfolio, but you also want to, help a lending hand, like,
Yeah.
Give a lending hand on projects. So that's what I learned, just to be genuine talking to people, to show up for others, help out. I think when
Yeah.
you're just starting out, it's so important that like you're not going to be the director on every project.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes like when I go to set, I'll PA still,
Right.
and like you meet like great people, and those are people that could also help you. Like you
Yeah.
help them, they help you on your sets.
Right.
And I think because the industry is so relationship based,
Yeah.
it's less about like what you know and about who you know, but it's also like who knows you. Like you want to come off as a genuine person, and like as a person like that's likable, that's like proactive, like disciplined, and like they, you mean what you say, you do what you say, you don't just talk, but like
It's not just words.
Yeah.
You
whereas you back up
Yeah.
with what you say,
With your actions,
basically. So
right.
that's how I learned at USC, just to be disciplined.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's good advice to have, and it's good that you learn it. You learn it there. I'm still. I was talking to another guest that I had recently, because she went to USC too, but to study acting in particular, and she also recommends her, like she loves her school that she went to. I mean, her college, her university. She did recommend it a lot, and since you're recommending it too, I'm like, maybe I should go back to college and study the business side of the industry, because I'm really interested in that too, like directing, business side of the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So maybe I should do that. I mean,
I
you're the
recommend
second
it,
person
yeah.
that speaks
Yeah.
highly of it. So That's
Yeah,
good.
I recommend it. I mean, at the end of the day, like it's an industry, it's a business.
Yeah.
The creative, it is good to know and it's helpful to know, but you also want to know like, okay, the business side, also how to be like an entrepreneur. That's one thing. Another thing I learned at USC a lot was I took a lot of entrepreneurship classes and just like how to, build up your brand, not just like I don't know, as a person, but also as a creative, like your niche, finding your niche, and but also treating yourself as a business, being proactive about the gigs that you take, the roles that you take, but also kind of like things like this, if you do a podcast on the side, if you host events, or how you connect with people, building yourself up.
And you graduated with a BFA?
I graduated with a BS in business administration,
BS?
and then I did a minor in cinematic arts because since I transferred in, like I didn't have the whole time. But the good thing about the USC studies is the minor was like it felt like a whole production major. Just like I took so many classes on cinematography, directing, writing, like acting, like everything. It was like a comprehensive curriculum.
The minor.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
So
minor,
it still felt really condensed.
Yeah, because I also took classes outside of the minor, so I just made the most of my time. Like I just tried as many things as I could.
Yeah, that's great.
I joined a film society called Delta Kappa Alpha, called DKA. So that really helped me to connect to people.
That sounds like a frat.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was a frat, and then they rebranded to a society, I think. I don't know. That's what they did. But I'm not sure what's happening with it nowadays.
Yeah, maybe they wanted to get the stigmatization of frat, like, oh yeah, we're not a frat anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that is a thing. Yeah. I think that has his own, that's its own thing. But yeah, no, I met a lot of cool people through that I still talk to now.
Amazing.
And so, yeah, that's what I recommend. Like, it's not about just what you study, but also just like what
who
you do.
You meet.
Yeah, who you meet.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And you did 4 years, right? In total.
Yeah.
Of the education
of college,
Okay, great. That's great to know. And were you always open to studying? I mean, to one day stepping into like the actor shoes, or were you always like more like, no, I'm gonna stubborn, like, oh, I'm gonna stay behind the camera and so my question is like, how did you did you think that you were ever gonna act in your productions, or did it come naturally?
I think it just came naturally. I never thought of like I was gonna be.
It wasn't on a plan.
No, I mean I have a friend he did a YouTube channel. That's how I originally got interested in like filmmaking and making things. And so
when you were younger,
this was like back in like 2017, 2018. That's how I first started. So and then it's like end of high school, going into college, and then from there, I mean, we would just make stuff with ourselves. Yeah. But it was different. Like I had never thought, okay, I'll professionally pursue acting, and it just came naturally.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And is there something that you think that you like? Do you see the industry through a different lens after now stepping into the actor's shoes? And like, is there anything that you think that you learned deep that's like, oh, you know what, the industry also has this side to it now that I stepped on like the acting shoes? Like, is there anything that you think that you've learned now that you're in the past year? I know it hasn't been a long time, but like anything that you think that has helped you in your business, and you mean in your directing roles?
Yeah, like
having had the acting experience?
I think so. I think it gives me an insight as to like, okay, what does an actor need to like, step into the role?
Yeah.
And just, I think I'm a very just detailed person. I like to think of like, obviously I think of the big picture for a character, for a story, and then I'll, go into the little details. So going into acting, it helped me like realize, okay, what is an actor? What are their needs? Like when they're getting into a character, what do they need to know about this character? Even things that you won't ever see on screen. What's the backstory? What's the motivation?
Right, and you feel like you didn't see that side of the process if you hadn't like done it, right? If you were
well,
stuck
I
to
think
directing,
I was aware of it, but
Yeah.
it gave me even a bigger sense of like, okay, like
It's true.
Yeah, like it's different when there's a director who never goes into acting,
Yeah.
or doesn't really do acting, and it's just like I have all these ideas, and sometimes they're in their head, but when you step out and you go into the actor's shoes and then back to directing, you realize, okay, like this is like in pre-production, this is what they need for the character, this is what they need for the backstory, the motivation. Like this would help them give you the performance that you're looking for. And then when you're on set, it's like, okay, direct them with verbs, direct them with actions, direct them like give like direction, but also let them, make the character their own a little bit. Give them room to breathe. Like don't be so on them. And yeah, that's what I learned more as I did it. Yeah.
Great. We had Julian on our last podcast episode. I think he's only into directing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's been a director, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know if he because I didn't ask him this, like, do you know if he ever plans to also get into acting too? Because I feel like that's a really important thing for a director to have like that.
I mean, they don't have to do it. Of course, the directors don't have to do it professionally. They could just take like an acting class and just to, and you learn all the same things.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think with him, I think he's sticking mainly to directing.
Yeah.
I know that he's acted before for friends, for their films. Like he showed me a film that he did like years ago for friends. So he's done a couple of acting things.
It's true.
But yeah, I think he's learned more, but like hasn't, like it's not pursuing it professionally.
No, gotcha. I just it's hard for me to like imagine having the like being able to direct without knowing what an actor's struggles are, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways to learn it. Like on set and things. I think there's like by doing, you get on set and you're trying to direct an actor, and I believe that actors, like it's always helpful to me as a director when actors speak up and say, hey, that's confusing, or that doesn't make sense. Or they tell me it's like, this is more of like what I'm looking for, like in direction wise, what I need. And I'm like, okay, and then that would probably give you like the knowledge of like, okay, this is what I need to focus on when I'm talking to an actor. It's less about like, the framing and things like that, and like, okay, trying to get a good angle and like a pretty shot, and more of like, okay, so now focusing what's in the frame. How does this actor move about the space? What are the emotions they're conveying? What is the action you want them? Is there another actor in the scene? What do you want the interaction to be? So those are important things to like just, keep in mind. But
and you think that you learned that? So you don't think that it's necessary for a director to have gone through the acting process? You don't think that that's like a thing that makes you a better director?
Yeah. No, I think so. I think like directors don't have to, be an actor on other sets or be an actor on shows or do any of that. I think at the very least they should take like an acting class.
So you think that makes them better?
Yeah, it does.
Even
writers should take acting classes. Like,
do you know is there any director like in the like big name directors that have never done acting? Do you know, like I have no idea. Like did Martin Scorsese or Steven Spielberg ever act? Do you know?
I'm trying to think.
I don't think so.
Martin Scorsese has acted in his films.
He's acted?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
More like smaller roles.
Okay.
But he has acted in it.
Yeah.
The most recent one I can think of is Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Like he showed up at the end.
Okay.
I think.
And was he any good? I haven't watched that movie.
I thought he was good. I think, and he is a good actor. Sometimes directors make for like good actors in terms of like smaller roles.
Yeah, that's true.
He was in the studio too. I think in the first episode.
Oh, okay.
The Apple TV show.
Yeah.
And he was really good at that. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a director who has never acted in their lives. And maybe there is, but I'll have to.
I feel like naturally
look
they
it
do
up.
it at the beginning.
Yeah, at the
you know?
beginning.
When you're when you're coming up, like
Definitely.
you know, sometimes it's like, okay, I need to find people to put in my film.
'Cause it's
Okay,
really
let me film myself.
right. It's really hard to like know what an actor needs without being ever on their shoes.
Yeah, it's like you have to. You know,
Yeah.
you can't really. Yeah, sure, you can read about it in books, but it helps to actually do it in practice.
True.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.